We are underway here at Conley Stadium. Barrington and Central in this D1 matchup. First play on the kick return down to 23. Barrington will start with the football first. Tim Duffy here with Sports Nation for this Friday Night Lights matchup of Central and Barrington, meeting for the first time this year. So Barrington out on the field first, led by quarterback Griffin Ingram. Will line up to begin this game in the pistol. First carry gets nothing on the play. On the handoff, right there was Gianna DiGioia, who gets nothing on the play. 2nd and 10 now for the Eagles. Two receivers at the bottom of the screen, man in motion. Griffin Ingram fakes and now launches downfield. He's caught a man, but it's dropped by Stockwell. Henry Stockwell cannot hold on, and that makes it 3rd down. Ingram put it right on the money. And that could have been a 75-yard touchdown. Now it's actually 3rd and 9. So they gave DiGio a yard on that first play. First 3rd down for Barrington here tonight. There's an Ingram pass, looking to throw right, gonna get sacked. Dropped back inside the 15 at about the 12, and with the takedown right there was Janari Jackson. Gets the sack, and Central forces the punt on the first possession of the game for Barrington. It's a loss of 10 on the play. And Jackson, one of the captains of this team, able to get the takedown. Three and out for the Eagles. Here's the punt. Back deep to return for Central is Kawhi Sunnyway. And Sunnyway going to reverse field after making the catch at the 49. He's going the wrong way. Still going the wrong way. And he returns it for about negative 15 right there. Great tackle made by Sanders Toman for special teams on the Eagles' end. And that is where Central will begin their first drive. Coming in this game 0-2 on the year, 0-1 in league play. After dropping their first league game last week to St. Ray's, just an 8-0 score. Looking to come out here, catch their first win of the season. Quarterback here for Central. And they're going to draw him off sides to begin this one. That's going to be 5 yards. Makes it 1st and 5. So the first flag today is against Barrington. Makes it 1st down and 5. So Central waiting to take their first snap today. Here's the handoff right up the middle. Making a big play is Ramel Richards, who's picking up where he left off last year and getting down to the 41-yard line. Goes from 41 to 41. That's a gain of 19 in the first down today for Central. Ramel Richards, the senior, making the great run there off right guard. Able to move those chains. Pistol here again. That's going to be another jump by Eagles defense. They're going to draw him off sides. 2 of the first 3 times they line up. So that hard count working in Central's favor so far here in this first quarter. From the 36-yard line. Got 3 receivers bunched up to the left. So those are extra linemen, excuse me. Here's the handoff to Richards. That's what it usually indicates, but this time Richards lucky to get back to the line. No gain. Eagles defense making a big play there. First one on the tackle for Barrington was Tucker Pop. Second down and 5. Play action here for Davis. Gonna go deep. Got a man open. It's caught. Michael Butler down to the 5-yard line. 31 yards, and it's first and goal for Central. Down to the 5-yard line. First pass for Central is a shot play to open this thing up. Now first and goal. Almost 5 minutes into this quarter. They go with a hard snap again, and this is going to be a false start and set on Central. So first and goal from the 5, now first and goal from the 10. Richards the tailback here again. And they're going to draw him off sides for the 3rd time on this drive. Nate Gravel that time jumping, and they give the 5 yards right back to the Knights. Unbelievable. The undiscipline here from the Eagles defense on full display here on the opening drive. Just a tough thing to watch for Barrington. The quarterback, Cam Covington. Three backs lined up here on first and goal. Richard. Ingram fakes and now gives on the left side. Good hole off left guard and a big first down run. Just right at the 6 there was Kellen Johnson to move the chains. Gain of 10. So just like that, took them just 2 plays, the Eagles, to get all the way to the Central 29-yard line, knocking on the doorstep here. Looks a lot different than that first drive, and Ingram setting it up. Came in this game averaging 70 rushing yards through the first 3 matchups. Here's the handoff right up the middle that time for DeJoa, and he's able to pick up a couple on the play there. He's the leading rusher for running backs on this team. Came in this game averaging 5 yards a clip, 15 carries, 75 yards. That's his second carry. Only gets 2 on the play. As we're inside the final 5 minutes now of the first quarter. So run-heavy attack. We always see it here at Conley Stadium when Central plays pretty much anybody. Second down and 8. Ingram's going to keep it himself and can't get by the defender that time. A good tackle there by Dorsey Malachi. by the shoestrings, and now it's third down. The money down. We saw a sack the last time they had a third down by Janari Jackson. Here's 3rd and 8. Fake. Ingram rolling out right, or trying to at least. He gets by a couple defenders. Now throws on the move into traffic. Is that caught? No, hits the turf. Incomplete. Looking for Stockwell. Now a flag is down. A flag is down. A few yards in front of the play there. Let's see what the verdict is. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Central. Wow. Unbelievable. So the Knights gifting away a first down there on what would have been a third down stop otherwise. It's going to bring it all the way to the 14-yard line, half the distance to the goal. Here's first down. Ingram fakes and gives. They ran this play earlier this drive. Getting to the outside is Johnson, and he gets a touchdown. Got around the edge and gets into the end zone for a 14-yard score, and the Eagles are an extra point away from tying this thing up. So Central had a third down stop. Got the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and one play later, the Eagles are in the end zone for the first time tonight. Extra point is a fake. Going to throw to the end zone. It's caught with one hand. That was Julian Davila with the catch. What a throw. Right there from Nate Kraft, the backup quarterback who was holding that one. He was looking for the guy in the back of the end zone, looked like, and then Davila ripped it out of the air with one hand to make the play. So Barrington now leads it 8-7. Trickeration here in Providence. So let's see if they got any more tricks. Talking pretty long about this kickoff right here. Coach Sandy Gorham whipping out the tricks here on this one. Unluckily for him, this game is on tape and live, so maybe some coaches are going to tune into this and be prepared for that play, but there was going to be film anyways. So the kickoff now from Kraft, who's the backup quarterback, who just threw that two-point conversion. It's going to roll to the 15-yard line. Sunnyway on the return gets down to the 23, and Central will begin their drive there with 3:29 to go here in the first quarter. Strong second drive from the Eagles. Let's see how Central is able to respond. These two teams back in the same division for the first time last year. Well, that's when they started being back in the same division, Division 1. They were in the same division in the 2010s from between 2016 to 19. In Division 1B. Now back to being regular opponents. Here's the handoff. Richards around the corner, and Richards down to the 36-yard line. Got a baker's dozen on that one. And it's his second longest run today. Good for a dozen. 4 carries, 36 yards for Richards already here in this first quarter, averaging 9 a clip. And that's something this Central team has always been so good of doing, is running the football. Their bread and butter. You know, in the past, you wouldn't even see Central throw the ball a few years ago. Now they've added that into their playbook as well. Always a team to watch in Division 1. Noviton hands it off. Richards didn't get as much there, but still a modest gain. They give him, the near side official is giving him a couple extra yards. The far side official saying a yard less. Now they move it. That's a very generous spot for sure. Call it a gain of 6. Richards, we saw how good he was last year. This offense running through him metaphorically and literally here in the first quarter. Noviton, the freshman quarterback, will give it right back to Richards, this time to the left side, and gets it out of bounds close to the sticks. Let's see if they give him the first down, and it looks like they will. Some substitutions now coming in for the Eagles. This is a spot that's very close, and they do say first down. Richards gets the 4 that he needed right there. 2:32 left here in the first quarter. Three tailbacks. Richards going to follow Tajon Johnson and Tamar Koch. Those are the backs who are left and right of Noviton. And Noviton's going to keep it himself, actually, with some extra protection on the rush. Gets out of bounds after picking up about 5 right there. Stop the clock again. And now Coach Washington talking to the official. I think he wanted a horse collar or a hit out of bounds. And it was very close for Noviton. And they're not going to give the 15 yards. They got to hold Coach Mike back. He's livid. Longtime head coach of this team, so passionate. About this Knights squad. Koch, the running back. They call his name, and Koch gets a big first down, still going down the sideline. Koch is pushed out inside the 20. 31-yard gain, and his first carry, leaving an impression on the crowd. Gets the Eagles, rather the Knights, back into the red zone here for the second consecutive drive. Now, Central bench, they're telling their team to get back inside the 30-yard line. Can't go past that line at the end there. See where it extends from the 25-yard line onto the bench, and so many of them, you got to contain these boys. Noviton gives right up the middle here, breaking one tackle. And gets 3 on the play. Central moving the ball very efficiently here in the first quarter as we're inside the last 2 minutes now. Almost 100 rushing yards in the first quarter alone. 46 from Richards. 30 from Koch on that long run. And now it's Richards around the corner here. Gets inside, finds the hole, and gets the first. He's dragged down at the 10. There's a flag down on the near side. Let's see what the call is. This one might be coming back. Clock continues to roll. And there is a flag. Nothing has changed, though, in terms of the yards or even a call. And, yeah, now they're going to call it. It's against Central. So got to move these chains back. I think it was an unnecessary roughness call. Illegal block, rather. So instead of it being 3rd and 1, it is now 2nd down and 15. So wipe off the run from Richards. 2nd and 16, actually. Clock continues to roll down, and they will have to run another snap before the end of the quarter here. There's 30 seconds left. Noviton getting the play call from the sidelines. This freshman quarterback, he's only thrown one pass so far. He had a run as well. Very poised. Play action here for Noviton. Gets outside the pocket. Going to throw on the move across his body to the end zone. Touchdown! Butler! 26 yards. What a throw from the freshman. And Central retakes the lead. Two throws from Noviton. 2 completions to Butler, and they've both been bangs. What a dot from Keanu Noviton. Extra point is good. And the flickering lights, a new feature here at Central this season when a touchdown is scored. A lot of aura. It's looking pretty cool so far. And Central, they lost this matchup a year ago. Almost to the date. It was September 27th last year. They lost this game 44-0. They've had 14 points in the first quarter here tonight, though. Here's the kickoff. It's going to bounce. Take it inside the 20-yard line, right up the middle of the field. Looking to get outside is Stockwell, and Stockwell gets down to the 40. That is the way the first quarter will end here on Sports Nation. Central leads it 14-8. A great first quarter it was. We're going to flip sides in the second, so Central took it down on 2 long drives. In the first quarter, Barrington, after a 3-and-out on their first drive, answered back on the drive in between the 2 Central scoring possessions. Barrington with a shorter field here. Stockwell has set them up on some good starting field position on the last 2 drives. Their own 39 and their own 40 respectively on the last 2 possessions. Here's Ingram coming out for the drive. Play action here on the end around. Fires in the middle of the field. Got a man open, and it's incomplete. What a deflection there defensively for Andre Newsom. The DB getting his hand in there to make the play. He was looking for his big tight end on that first down throw. Davila, who had the 2-point conversion catch earlier. And Ingram 0 for 2. Came in this game completing just under 60% of his passes through 3 games. Now they're going to give it on the end around. It is Johnson, and he gets wrestled down, and no gain on the play. 3rd down coming up. Barrington 0 for 1 on 3rd down. They had a unsportsmanlike conduct call go in their favor the last time they faced 3rd. Five wide, empty backfield here. Man in motion. It's Stockwell, and Ingram will keep it himself, and he doesn't have a chance. Gets it a bounce for a loss of a yard. Official says keep the clock moving, and that is going to be the 2nd Barrington punt here in this first half, excuse me. Here's the punt. It's a bad snap. It's still loose. This one is blocked. It got blocked by Janil Zapata Luna and goes out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Central set up prime, and that was some special teams disaster for Barrington. Kraft couldn't get the snap. And Central will have a really short field here. Looking to make this a 2-score game here in the first half. Offense has been chugging. Barrington has had no answer for this run game. And Richards has done the bulk of the work here with 46 yards. Now looking for more. Ramel Richards spinning, gets through a couple defenders there and is able to pick up a flashy gain of 2 on the first down carry. Looks like Ramel Richards going to be the cowbell workhorse, whatever you want to call it, of this Knights offense this season on the ground. And they're going to draw him off again. Unbelievable. This freshman has caught Barrington slipping 4 times now offside. That time it was Nate Gravel who did it again, his second jump. Just undisciplined football defensively here for Barrington. A big Division I matchup. Barrington 1-1 in division play. Mentioned Central was 0-1. Barrington got a big win over Burrillville last week. At Burrillville, 21-14 the final there. Run up the middle. Richards gets outside. Ramel Richards going to go. Touchdown. They can't stop him. 26 yards. What a first half for the senior Ramel Richards. Got around the right tackle there. They're mixing it up. They're setting him right up the middle on the guards, around the tackles, and that time the edge was wide open. Extra point here is true, and Central leads it by 13 behind the PAT there from Anthony Morales Perez to make it 21-8. Second touchdown for Richards here in the first half. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns for Central. Some Morales Perez trying to get that ball on the tee here for the kickoff. It's under 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Here's the line drive quick. It's a squib kick. It's going to be fielded by Stockwell at the 20. Stockwell cuts up the middle of the field and gets down to the 35. Great tackle made there in the open field. 8:47. Barrington, they had another 3 and out on their last drive. 2 of their 3 drives have resulted in that. This offense looking sloppy. They've had some good games this year too in terms of scoring. They came in this one averaging 28 points a game. And nothing here so far today. Here's the flip. DeJoa cannot get by Sunnyway. Trips him up, gets some positive yardage, though, and gets about 2 on the play. You only give him 1 right there. Joe, 3 carries, 4 yards. Not his night so far. It's not Barrington's night either up to this point. Stockwell, the motion man. Give it to Joe right up the middle. Breaks the tackle to Joe in the open field. Got a couple men to beat, and he's dragged down from behind at the 30-yard line. Great open field tackle by Butler to save the touchdown, but a big run. Right after I was just talking about how it's not his night so far. He's able to make me eat my words a little bit to the tune of a 34-yard gain. And this is going to be another flag. Some early movement here. Let's see who it's on. A little more burst, and that might have been 6, but the Central DBs always so fast. An illegal substitution on Central, I think, was the call. That's a very peculiar penalty, not one you see all too often. It's a 5-yard penalty to make it first and short here. Longest play from scrimmage for Barrington here tonight. They got 3 big runs here this evening. The rest, not much of anything. Ingram looking to throw here on first down. Steps up. He's sacked. Got brought down. First one there was Alan Hernandez-Reyes, the captain, whose helmet came off as well. Coming off the sideline there, and it's the second Central sack here this evening. Loss of 3 on the play. Second down. Give it to Jojo right middle, but it's a fumble on the play, but Ingram was able to cover up first. Oh, a bad handoff there from the sophomore quarterback, and it's a loss of a yard. Sets up another third down. Barrington 0 for 2 on third. This one is huge, now trailing by 2 scores. You got to think it's 4-down territory. If they can get it to 4th and short, or even just in general. Ingram's going to throw, looking for his first completion here over the middle, incomplete. Nobody home. He underthrew Davila by a lot right there and almost got picked off by one of the Knights DBs. I think it was Sunnyway or Waldemar Lopez who had a chance at it, but now it's 4th down and 9, and we haven't seen either team go for it on 4th down here tonight. Here it is for the first time. On the other hand, Central hasn't even gotten a 3rd down yet. What a perfect first half it's been offensively for them. 4th down. Ingram looking right, steps up in the pocket. He's going to get sacked again, driven backwards by Janari Jackson, his second takedown on the quarterback. And it's another missed opportunity for Barrington. They go 4 plays on the plus side of the field and only get 1 yard. Unbelievable. Jackson with his second sack. And the Knights are going to start at the 35-yard line. And with 6:13 to go in the first half, you got to think, with the way the Knights have always been, they're probably going to want to kill some clock here. Probably tell Ramel Richards and the running back, stay in bounds, stay in bounds. Play action here. Pump fake, trying to get out of trouble as Novaton fires on the move. It's caught by Richards. How good is this freshman quarterback, Keanu Novaton? That play looked dead to right, but he's able to complete it for a 7-yard gain. Central might have themselves a gem with this kid. Novaton 3 for 3. 64 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 touchdown, through the air. He has been a prolific pocket passer in his few dropbacks. Low snap for Novaton here on 2nd and short. This one is complete to Sunnyway, his first catch, and it's enough for the first down. Gets across midfield on that one. And for the fourth straight drive, Central has found their way back into Barrington territory. Okay, Sonny, we saw how good he was last year. We had a sick one-handed interception, one of the games that we had him in last year. As a sophomore, he is definitely a guy to keep an eye on. That one was good for 10 on that pass. Here's the handoff. Up the middle, Richards got swarmed by about 3 defenders. First one there was Jabril Ortiz for the Eagles, and it's only good for about a yard. Short runs has not been synonymous with Ramel Richards here tonight by any means. Even after that run, he's averaging about 8.5 yards per carry. 9 rushes, 75 yards here in the first half for Ramel Richards. Another one of the captains of this team. They got 4 captains: Jackson Richards, Cordero, and Hernandez Reyes. Here's the handoff again. This time it is a gain of a yard there. And I apologize, we don't have number 15's name on the roster. It's his second carry. His first one is good for 3. That one got a yard, and Central will take their first time out here in the first half. And it's also going to be their first third down here today. See what Coach Mike has up his sleeve for this Central team. On third down, coming up for the Central schedule, we got all their home games again this year. Up next is against Westerly on October 10th. That game will actually be at Classical High School, not Conley Stadium. They won't have the field that night. And then another home game November 1st against Burrillville. That's their senior night. It's a senior afternoon, though. Not too many Friday night games here from Central this season. Here's the run around the corner. Novaton is able to stiff arm a man and get a first down. Novaton out of bounds at about the 30. Making things happen. He picks up 14 on the play, and it moves the chains. And dare I say, I know he's a freshman, but he might be their best player on the team. They found themselves a gem with number 11, dicing it up. That's his first carry today, too. No, second carry. Central well over 100 yards rushing here in the first half. $128 rushing yards for Central. 74 passing yards. 202 total yards. This is only their 4th drive. They have been flawlessly executing here in this one. Play action here. Novaton going to air it out deep downfield. Sonny Way can't make the catch. Thought he might have had him, but in stride with him defensively was Nate Kraft, who was stride in stride with Sonny Way. And the Knights, up 13. It's been going so well. Looking for another shot play there, and that's the first incompletion of the evening for Novaton. Can't be perfect. Second down. Novaton's going to keep it himself, trying to get around the outside and can't. What a tackle there by Henry McClellan, the senior. It's a loss of 7 on the play. And that was bad. That's the first negative play here tonight for the Knights. Believe it or not, that's how good they've been. But McClellan makes the biggest defensive play of the evening for Barrington thus far to make it a 3rd and forever. They'll take their time here snapping this ball as the clock just over 3 minutes to go in the first half. Barrington still has all 3 timeouts if they are to get a stop here. Overton has to come back to the sideline here to get the play. And now Central will call another timeout. They were running out of time with the quarterback scampering back, looking to get a play in. And that is their second timeout that they've used here in this one. So the last time they called a timeout was before a successful 3rd down play. And, let's see what they have here again. If they can make it 4th and short, Central's going for it. So, or maybe even just 4th and half of this yardage. For Barrington, this is going to be the only time we see them this season here on Sports Nation. They don't play at LaSalle, who's our other member of the network. Here's 3rd and 17. 21-yard line is the first down. A bunch to the left. Novaton takes the snap. It's high. Rolls out to his left. It's actually not Novaton. That is Jerry Nicolo. Nicolo is close to the marker, taking it himself, and is about 3 yards shy. So the senior Nicolo comes into the game for a designed quarterback run and picks up 13. Makes it 4th and 4, and Central's going for this, surely. Barrington will not take a timeout. First 4th down try for Central here this evening. Minute 50 and counting down in the first half. It's still Nicolo at quarterback. Trying to get the hard snap again, and that was just to draw him off. Didn't work. And now the Knights take their 3rd and final timeout with a minute 36. So Novaton, he's walking. He's not hurt, it doesn't look like. Huddling up. Fourth down try. First time this evening. Nicolo stays in at quarterback. Takes the low snap, looking right, going to fire that way. Wide open and caught by Sunnyway. There's a flag down. In the meantime, it's a first down and a gain of about 10 or 11. But let's see what the penalty is. So the flag was thrown right on the near side here. Legal man downfield. It's going to come back. So instead of a first down, it's going to stay fourth down. 4th and 9 now. The offense will stay on the field here. Novaton lined up as the receiver at the bottom of your screen. Empty backfield here. Going to try again. Nicolo steps up and launches to the end zone. Got a man out there, but it's broken up. Thought he had Jackson in the end zone, and a great play by Cole Flewitt to knock it down. And Central turns it over on downs. So now Barrington will have 1:20 and all 3 timeouts. Oh, is there a flag? There was a flag. Oh, my goodness. It's going to be an automatic first down for the Knights. It was a roughing the passer. It was also an unsportsmanlike call as well. So there were 2 flags. It's going to be half the distance to the goal. Bring it to the 15-yard line. Goes from the 29 to the 15. And Barrington, right when they thought they had a chance, squanders it. Central will receive the second half kickoff as well. After Barrington started the game off with the ball. Here's Nicolo going to mess up the handoff, it looked like. I don't know if that was a designed run or not for the quarterback, but he gets some positive yards nonetheless. Gain of 3. No timeouts for the Knights. Five different ball carriers for Central. Ball spotted at the 13. Gotta be cautious. Clock at 40 now. I got a new guy taking the snap at quarterback. It's a run right up the middle here, and it is going to be close to the first down marker that time for Javon Tager. First time we've said his name. And he's able to get 7 on the play. Got to go quickly. 20 seconds left. It's 3rd and 1. They got to spike this, and they will. And a 3rd down spike will now make it 4th down. New personnel coming in. Are they going to try a field goal? I'm not sure. Yeah, they are. They bring out the kicker here for 4th and 1. Anthony Morales-Perez, and instead of trying to make another play here at the goal line, they're going to line up for a 24-yard field goal attempt, about 23 yards away. Snap, spot. The kick is shaking, and it's good. Make it a 16-point game. Easy money there on the kick with 14 seconds remaining here in the first half. So, an interesting decision to clock it and not take a shot in the end zone before the half. Probably the most tactical call for Coach Washington and company. So Tager was the one who spiked it. That's going to go in the books as incomplete pass for him. Didn't think he'd be throwing a pass here tonight. Here's the kick. Line drive boot. Going to be scooped up at the 14-yard line. Stockwell, or Ingram rather, who leads the team in kick return yards as well. Ingram to midfield. Gets to the 48, and now a flag for a late hit, it looks like. Wow. It's going to be against Central. This will put the ball at the 33-yard line with 5 seconds left. So, one more shot here for the Eagles in Rhode Island. You don't see 50-yard field goals, to be quite honest with you. So, going to imagine this is going to be a play to the end zone here for the Eagles. At the 32-yard line, they're going to put 3 receivers bunched up top, 2 at the bottom. Ingram looking, firing a lob to the end zone. Just yellow jerseys there, and it's a dropped interception. Sonny Way was upset that Newsom didn't let him have that one, but he just dropped it. And it doesn't really matter. It's the end of the first half. Central leads it by 16, 24-8. What a half it was. They score on all 4 drives. They rush for over 135 yards. Great first half. We're going to keep the camera right here for halftime. We'll mute the mic. Scoreboard will stay up as well. 24-8 to score here on Sports Nation. What a first 24 minutes it has been for the Central Knights. We'll be right back. Back here for half number 2. Central looking for their first win over Barrington since September 27th, 2019. They lead it 24-8 and will get the ball to begin the second half here on Sports Nation. Tim Duffy welcomes you back here to Providence, Rhode Island, the beautiful Conley Stadium. After a lengthy halftime, we had 10 minutes on the board initially, ended up being about a 15-minute break. And Central looking to pick up right where they left off for scoring on all 4 of their drives to begin this game. Best they've looked on offense all season. Here's the kick from the 21-yard line on the return, getting a little burst of speed and around the corner. A great return by Andre Newsom down to about midfield. Markham at the 49. Just like that, Central right on the doorstep of being in Barrington territory for the 5th consecutive drive. Let's see who's going to play quarterback this drive. We saw a few different quarterbacks in the 4th drive of the game, the most recent one. It's Javon Tager who will be lining up at quarterback. So the young man we saw, Keanu Noviton, now playing at receiver. He had an amazing first half. Tager will hand it off, and now fumble here on the first play. It's going to be picked up by Richards, who got his own fumble, and Richards will get a first down. Turns nothing into a gain of 12 on the run. Stops the clock as well as he got out of bounds. But that kind of just sums up the night here for Barrington. There is a flag down, actually. Central offense is clapping. Indication is that it's against Barrington, and it is. It's a face mask, so add 15 more to the end of the run. This will take it to the 24-yard line. 6th penalty against Barrington here tonight, and they've all been on defense. 4 offsides, roughing the passer, which is also conjoined with an unsportsmanlike conduct on the same play. And now the face mask. So it goes in the books as a 12-yard run for Richards. Tack on 15 more, and Richards with 87 yards on the ground, knocking on the doorstep of a 100-yard performance. Noviton back in at quarterback. Give it to Richards. Stutter step. Richards keeps getting through traffic. Still going. Ramel Richards gets a block from Noviton. He's still on his feet, and he's dragged down at the 4-yard line. There's the 100-yard performance, and he turns into a 1st and goal. What a run by Richards. Gain of 20. Wow. Averaging over 11 yards a carry after that one. About 12 yards a carry, actually. Here is the keeper, Noviton on the read option. He scores. Touchdown, Knights. Took him just a minute to get back in the end zone. And the freshman quarterback gets his first touchdown of the evening. 30-8. The onslaught continues. Extra point now, and it is a 23-point game. Actually, no, he missed that one. He missed it. Kick is no good for Morales Perez. So keeps it a 22-point game. Don't think anybody's too upset about that one, the way this thing is going, but Barrington, who had 4 drives in the first half, Two of them ended on punts. One ended in a turnover on downs. Their second drive was a score. Looking for one, their fifth here. The kick from Morales Perez is a boot from the 10. It is the quarterback Ingram on the return. Ingram right in the middle of the field trying to get to the left side, and he's dragged down at the 34-yard line. Barrington will start 64 yards away from the end zone. 66 yards. One more yard, and you know what time that would have been. 67. Some Gen Z humor right there, but Barrington, tough game for them. Their offense has looked so good through these first three games. The combination of Stockwell, Johnson, and Davila looking good receiving the first three games, and they haven't completed a single pass here tonight yet. As DeJoa gets a yard. Tager with the tackle. DeJoa is so recognizable with that. I'm drawing a blank on what it's called. The helmet cap for the extra protection. And a motion at Stockwell. Fake it and give it on the end around to Johnson. And Johnson breaks a tackle. Gets a first down. And that is the type of play they needed. Picks up 11 on that carry. First carry for him this half, and he's got 2 carries, 21 yards. Both have been on that play, and they've looked pretty good up to this point when running that. The attention is to Joa, but Johnson gets him to catch off guard for a quick sec. Fake it. Ingram fires wide open. Stockwell. Stockwell into the clear and into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles. 55 yards. And the first completion of the night for Ingram goes for 6. And Barrington is right back in it to make it a 2-score game. Now do you go for 2 to make it a 14-point game? Let's see. If they miss it, it is still a 2-possession ball game. And they will start with the extra point here. They faked the PAT earlier. Sure they won't do that again. It's going to be Miles Dolan on the kick, the junior. Kreft on the hold. And this time they actually do kick it, and it's nearly blocked off the edge, but it's going to go through to make it a 30-15 game. So it takes the Eagles just 3 plays to get into the end zone for the first time this half. The first completion for Ingram tonight coming with some style points. That is his 6th touchdown pass of the year. To just 2 picks so far through 3.5 games. The kick here coming from Dolan. It's going to be an onside kick, and they didn't fool anybody right there. Not a great onside. And sure they want him to get down. That's the Zapata Luna D lineman who recovers that one. Any lineman's dream right there to get the ball in a game, and he's able to muster it down to the 45. So Central, their offense has been no worry tonight. Neither is their defense before that play. Looking to make it 6 for 6 on scoring drives. Can they be stopped? I'm not sure. They actually had a turnover on downs in the first half. So 6 of 7. That's what they're trying to do. fitting enough. So now lining up a quarterback, it is Nicolo again. The senior, Jerry Nicolo. Almost got him off sides again. Gravel nearly jumping for the third time. Snap, give, right up the gut. Big burst of speed. It's Koch down the sideline. He's going to take it all the way. One play and a touchdown. "55 yards. Just gashing this Central defense. Unbelievable. Not even 3 minutes into the half, and 3 touchdowns on the board already. It's been fun. Fourth rushing touchdown by Central tonight. Extra point is good. Back to a 22-point game. These guys cannot be stopped here tonight. I mean, everybody is getting fed on this Central offense on the ground. Kick. And Ingram will let this one bounce into the end zone for a touchback. Wisely done by the quarterback there. .228 rushing yards for Central here tonight. This is some vintage Central run game this evening. They've been pounding that rock. Here's DeJoa right up the middle. DeJoa with a big burst, still going, hurdles a man, and gets down to the 43-yard line. What a run from DeJoa, his longest tonight since the first quarter where he had a 34-yard run. Gets this one for 24. Now the Barrington offense finally clicking. So DeJoa, those 2 carries I just mentioned going for 58 yards. His other 4 carries, just 6 yards. And it's Ingram around the edge. Flags fly, and he gets about 4 on the play. This one ought to be coming back against Barrington for a hold. And yeah, that's what it's going to be, a hold against the Eagles. Got a man down for Central, too. As Zachary Carrera is down on this near sideline here for Central. First and 10 will become first and 20. That's the first penalty against the offense for Barrington tonight. Their first 6 were defensive penalties. Their 7th is against the offense. Hopefully Carrera is okay. Got some medical attention heading his way. Water bottles in the area. He is on his back in pain. There gets a hand. Able to get up off the field. The crowd giving him a well-deserved round of applause after that one. Ingram's going to throw. Stockwell makes the catch. Stockwell gets by a defender. Stockwell gets a first down. On 1st and 20, he gets 21. And moves the chains. Big catch and run for Henry Stockwell. That's his second grab, both in this second half. Two catches, 73 yards. Here's the handoff to Joa, and he's able to lunge forward for 5 on that one. Second down now. So Barrington, despite trailing by 3 scores, they're not getting desperate here. They're still incorporating that rushing attack, doing what they got to do there. Man in motion. And now they're going to flip it to Davila. Right side, Johnson, and he's able to get a first down. Gain of 5 on the play. Third carry for Johnson. 26 yards. Now on the plus side of the field, firmly this time. Joa going to get 4. Just keep pounding that rock. The central offensive line getting a little bit tired, it looks like. But not too tired. They haven't left that big chunk play. It's going to cost them in this game. Hopefully for the Knights they don't. Here's 2nd and 6. 7 in the box. Give it to Joa. Ingram goes a block, and Joa gets a first down. Got about 10 on the play. He's got 43 rushing yards just on this drive alone. Barrington on the cusp of the doorstep at the 22. Fumble on the play. Ingram's knee was down. That's a loss. Picked it back up. Second bad handoff on the exchange here tonight for Barrington. And both times Ingram has recovered them and lost yardage. That's a loss of 4. Call it 3. Second down. A lot of self-inflicted wounds from Barrington here tonight. Ingram, the fake, throw it in the flat. Stockwell got some running room, and he gets a first down to about the 10. Right outside of it, so not first and goal yet. First down and 10 from the 11. It's a gain of 14 right there. Now official timeout with 5:21 to go. Injured man on the field for Central. I think it's Jodari Jackson. Oh no, the captain of this team. You hate to see that. And confirm who it is in a sec. And Jackson able to come off the field pretty confidently. The tail end right there. So wind the clock again, as the official indicates. A couple injuries for Central here in the quarter. You hate to see it. Here's first down and 10 from the 11. Roll out right. Throw the end zone. Touchdown. Stockwell again, his second. Touchdown pass number 2 for Griffin Ingram and Henry Stockwell. 4 catches all in the quarter, 2 touchdowns, 99 yards. And hope you saw it him this week. What a quarter he's having playing from behind. Barrington back-to-back touchdown drives. Extra point is good. My apologies, it is no good. It's tough from this angle, but that kick wide to the right saves a 16-point game. So 2 missed extra points this quarter, 1 from Central, 1 from Barrington. Morales Perez for the Knights and Dolan for the Eagles. Let's see if Barrington wants to go onside again. They did on the last kickoff and gave Central a short field and then subsequently a 1-play touchdown drive. Here's the kick. And it's short, not onside, but short. They're going to try to get to the returner quickly here, and he gets down to the 40. So that tactic didn't pay off as much as they were hoping for. As Central is set back up with some good starting field position once again. Got a lot of short fields in this one. And the quarterback, the mystery on each drive now looks to be Novaton, who's getting the play from the sideline. Back in at QB is, it's actually Nicolo. Novaton's in the slot. Nicolo carrying the play, it looks like, and it's going to be a false start. And it was really everybody but the center, it looked like there, so I'll tell you whose fault that is, probably. 5th penalty against Central tonight. Nicolo awaits and gives. Ramel Richards right up the gut. Going to try to get outside, and Richards is able to get back to the original line of scrimmage and then some. He's able to pick up 8 on that first down carry. Well past 100 yards tonight. Richards, best game of the season for him. Best game of the season for the Central offense up to this point of the year. Second and 7. Around the middle, and this is going to be some more flags, and I think it's going to be against Central again for a false start. Second on the drive. And the Knights are going backwards. Can't get too comfortable here with Barrington still in this game. It's still a ball game here. It's a 2-score contest. This was a 16-point game at half. It's a 16-point game in the second. Each team with 13 points here in the second half up to this point. 2 touchdown drives apiece. Just been a track meet here in Providence tonight. Niccolo going to keep it and run it left side. Niccolo has a lot of steam. That's actually Richards, excuse me, who took the direct snap himself, and Richards is down to the 40. 21 more yards there for Ramel Richards. How good has Richards been here tonight? His third run of 20 plus. He had a 19-yard run as well on his first carry. Just seems like every time he touches the ball, he's due to explode. This Barrington defensive line is getting eaten alive in the trenches this evening. Niccolo fakes and throws the bubble screen. It is Noviton. Noviton down the sideline. Noviton showing what he can do on the receiving end. There's another flag down. I think it's going to be against Central again. In the meantime, it is a gain of about a dozen on the play, but let's see what the penalty is. And with nobody moving towards where the completion ended up being, it is going to be against Central again. Their third penalty on the drive. First holding call against the Knights here tonight. It was a yard away from where the first down would have been. That's why it's 1st and 11 now, as opposed to a 1st and 20. First down 11. Fake it. Throw the bubble screen to the other side here. Noviton will get dragged down. What a tackle made by Cole Flewitt, the sophomore. It's a loss of about 3 on the play. You can tell this Barrington defense is starting to get some momentum here. So, Niccolo, he had completed 3 passes here tonight that were all taken back by penalty. That time, that will go in the books, and it's a loss of 3. He's been a lot more competent of a quarterback than the stats would indicate here, playing in relief of Noviton, who started this game off scorching hot. And another flag on the field. This might be 12 men, and the referee's counting. And yeah, 12 men on defense. Wow. Yeah, I'm looking at it right here, and there's still 12 guys out there. I mean, someone's got to get off. And the martyr that time is Henry McClellan. He'll come off the field. The sacrificial lamb, I should say. It's a 5-yard penalty, and another bad defensive penalty against Barrington tonight. Their 7th penalty on defense. 2nd and 10 now. Handoff. Richards with a big burst. Runs into the official, and he gets the first down, though, nonetheless. Mark him down a yard in front of the sticks. Good for 11 more. Move those chains as we are now inside the last minute of the third quarter. A lot of people here tonight. This is a much more packed crowd here at Conley than what we're used to seeing, to be honest with you. In recent years, they got a lot of fresh talent on this Central High School team. Everybody's showing face for this one. Could be the last play of the quarter, barring a stoppage of clock. Sunnyway, the motion man. Niccolo hands it off, and getting swarmed up is Richards for a loss. First time they've brought Richards down the backfield all night. And it was Gravel and Eaton who ate him alive for a loss of 3. That is going to conclude the third quarter. Central leads it by 16 with the ball, 2nd and 13 when the fourth quarter begins. And the Knights are trying to get their first win of the season. They're so close to it. Just trying to kill off some more of this clock here on Sports Nation. .143 rushing yards for Ramel Richards tonight on 15 carries, averaging 9.5 yards a clip, just about, in what's been an exceptional game. The rest of the team has ran the ball extremely well as well. .121 yards for the other 4 ball carriers here tonight too. So do the math, 264 yards on the ground for Central this evening. Plus additional 71 through the air. So this team looking at a 400 yards of offense performance here tonight. Well on pace for it. As the fourth quarter about to begin, 2nd and 13. Another flag. Delay of game against the Knights. Wow. We'll push them back 5 yards. Eighth Central penalty. Play action here for Niccolo, looking to let it fly and fires towards the sideline, incomplete. Intended for Janari Jackson on the play right there, getting some offensive reps. And it was incomplete. Now it's 3rd and long. They have not had 3rd down in quite some time, not in this half, with the way things have been going for them. From the 39, 3rd and 18. Country mile away from the first down. Down the middle of the field. It's high and it's caught. Jackson goes airborne and picks up 20 on the play. You gotta be kidding me. Unbelievable. First catch for Jackson tonight. And it's the biggest play of the game for Central on offense. Unreal. What a catch. In traffic, too, and he's able to hold on. Mark this one at the 18-yard line. It's good for 21. They need 18. They get 3 more than that. The Knights are back in the red zone, looking to cap off a 7th scoring drive here tonight. Bad snap, gonna pick it up and lose some yards. Nicolo lost about 10 right there. And not what you want. They call a loss of 8 on that play. It's going to hurt the Central rushing yards total, which has been incredible here tonight. Impeccable, if you will. But as we've seen, the Knights, they're not scared of these long yardage scenarios. Captivated by what we just witnessed 2 plays ago, and they're going to draw them offsides for the 5th time. Oh, but Coach Washington called the timeout first. Timeout Central. That's their first of the half with 10:02 to go here in this one. I think that defensive line is happy that that timeout was called. Would have been the 5th time they would have jumped early. An uncharacteristically undisciplined game this evening for the Barrington defense. Second and 18 now. Low snap. Pump fake. Nicolo steps up. Chase from behind. Fires towards the sideline. And it's caught. But another flag is down again. That was Jackson with the catch. And let's see what the call is. And it's going to be against Central, it looks like, as that was in the offensive backfield that time. Oh, it's roughing the passer. Wow. So it is against Barrington. So you saw Sanders Toman, number 22, with the rush from behind. And he got Nicolo a little bit late right there. Going to be 1st and goal now from the 8-yard line. Mark at the 9, so it's half the distance to the goal. And that's the second roughing the passer. Against Barrington tonight. 1st and goal again. They can't stop a nosebleed right now, the Eagles. Neither team can stop themselves from the yellow markers. Nicolo looking right, going to go that way. End zone pass, jump ball for Sunnyway. Can't make the catch. Right there with them was Nate Kreft. And it's incomplete. 2nd and goal now. Trying to get Kea Sunnyway involved, as he is maybe the most dynamic player on this team. Showed a lot of flashes as a sophomore a year ago on both sides of the ball. They try to flash his athleticism on that play to no avail. 2nd and goal now. Richards going to trust their go-to man, and he can't get anything. Maybe got back to the line or even lost a yard. And now Richards is down. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Richards is down. In a 15-point game, he is injured. Oh, no. We'll be right back. So Richards is getting carried off the field by a couple of guys here. Trying to put some power on that leg, and hate to see it. 100-plus yard performance on the night. Getting carried to the sideline. There was a big collision there on the play that he got injured on, and you hate to see it. He's going to be out the rest of this game in all likelihood. Maybe in the future. Going to throw to the end zone. Jump ball again for Jackson. Through his hands. Incomplete. 4th and goal. And they're saying field goal. The Central of the past would have probably gone for this. Without a kicking game. But now they got a great kicker. And the sophomore Anthony Morales-Perez going to trot out for about a 27-yard attempt. 8:48 to go. From 27 yards out, I get one more body out there. It's Waldemar Lopez. Snap, spot, kick is blocked. It got blocked. Barrington blocks the kick. And they will take over now in a 2-score game. Wow. So the field goal kicking unit, they worked the first time, not this time, and the Eagles 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions away from a tie game. Central needs to stop. And this offense has not been out on the field in seemingly forever. Throw left side. It's Stockwell, and Stockwell to the 20. 1 yard line, gain of 5. Over the middle, caught. Davila. They're going quickly here, and Davila down to the 43. That's a big gain there. That's his first catch tonight. First catch by someone who's not Stockwell. It picks up a huge gain of about 20 almost. From the 43. Standing in the pocket. He's sacked. Brought down for a big loss. And with the takedown there is Azarel Casey. For a loss of 6 on that play. 4th sack for Central. Fires short. This one batted down. Incomplete. It was Janari Jackson with the tip at the line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and long. Looking for Stockwell right there. He's been under pressure a lot this game. 3rd and 16. Looking both ways, scanning the field. Stands in and fires a jump ball that's intercepted. Picked off by Waldemar Lopez. The takeaway for the Knights. We'll start at the 47-yard line. Central. 6:50 and counting down. Here's the handoff right up the middle. And the first carry of the night there for Andre Newsome gets 3. So Central going to try to run the clock out here. Newsome's first carry. Second and 7. Handoff right up the middle, and Newsome picks up a yard. The third down again. They're 2 for 5 on third down. Clock continues to wind down. 5:35 and counting. Third down and 6. Niccolo will get brought down. Thought they handed it off, but the Barrington defense knew they didn't. And a great play made on the tackle there by A.J. Caldarella, the tight end / linebacker senior. Is injury on the field. Another injury. Knights stacking up the injuries here in this second half. And that's the captain, actually, who's down. It's Alan Hernandez-Reyes, the injured man. Central only has 10 guys out here on the field for this 4th and 13. They're going to punt for the first time today. And they do get one more player coming out there. It's Orgency Palenko. 5:03 to go. So they do nothing off the interception. Here's the punt from Jackson, who's very versatile evidently. Gets a great punt down inside the 15. And marked at around the 10. So that is where the Eagles will begin this drive, at the 10-yard line. Ingram going to go 90 yards. That's what he has to do here. Rolls out right. Ingram fires. It's caught right before he crossed the line of scrimmage. And it's a first down for Kellen Johnson, his first reception tonight. Let's see, did they call an illegal forward pass? It was very close, and they say it was legal. 14-yard gain. A first down. Eighth catch of the year for Johnson, who came in this game. His fourth catch. Came in this game third on the team in receiving yards. Here's Stockwell, their go-to guy tonight. Goes over 100 with that catch, which is his sixth on the night. He's able to get about 8 right there. Deep drop. Ingram redirects and fires downfield. Davila's alone, and he makes the play. Davila to the 30 and a flag down at the end of the play right there. In the meantime, it is a 38-yard gain, and that is going to be pushed back to the 34, so a 34-yard gain. Let's see what the flag is, though. I think it's against Central. Wow. Face mask. Wow. So let's see where this gets marked. Should be at the 19 if that 34-yard line spot is accurate. And that is where they're going to put it. It's a 34-yard gain. Longest completion tonight. Tied for the longest play. Here is another deep drop from Ingram. Under pressure, gets out of the pocket. Has to make a play himself, and he does. He's going to get a first down. Cuts inside, and it's goal to go. Don't go away yet. Got to go quick. Ingram gets the play from the sideline urgently. It's actually 2nd and 1, so they say he only gets 9 right there. Looking to throw. Ingram fires. End zone intercepted by Sunnyway. Picked off. Thought he had Johnson. Didn't put it where it needed to be, and Sunnyway jumps it. Second interception for Ingram tonight. And another takeaway from Central. With 3:27 to go, Barrington still has all 3 timeouts, but that is a killer right there. .327 to go. Knights looking around the clock here. And they're going to take a timeout. Saw it from one of the assistant coaches on the sideline there. Second timeout for Central used in this second half. Quick time out there. Both teams already back out onto the field. Niccolo, a quarterback. That's going to be a jump. Oh, it looked like, I think it was Newsom, tailback still. It looked like he jumped, but no call. They're going to hand it off right up the middle this time. Get a good chunk of yards there. Gain of 4 on the play. 2nd and 6. Barrington not using their timeout. Any of them. Ooh, bad snap or bad catch at least, and Nicolo's going to go backwards. Brought down for a loss by Henry McClellan, the senior. And now the Eagles will take a timeout. 2.5 to go. Loss of a yard on that play. Now brings 3rd down back up. PA announcer said that was their 2nd timeout Barrington's called. I only thought it was their 1st, but we'll see. Not quite sure, but they do stop the clock here before a big 3rd down. Now, is this another timeout? From Central. That's their final timeout before this 3rd down. They've used all 3 of their timeouts in the first half before 3rd down plays. Third down. They're 2 of 6 on 3rd down here tonight. Run to the right side, and they are close. Tager, did he get it? Really close. Clock will continue to roll. He's short. They needed 6. They needed 7, rather, and he got 6. 4th and a yard. Javon Tager. It's actually his first run today. And they're going to punt, and they probably should. They actually say that he got out of bounds. At first they were letting the clock run, but now the clock has stopped. Barrington will have a chance to get the ball back, stop the clock. They got to get 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions, and now an official timeout. And they're going to put the clock back to 2 minutes and 22 seconds. That was the official timeout. High snap. Dangerous. Punt. Stockwell is not going to touch it. He didn't have a chance to get after it. Takes a really friendly central bounce all the way to the 29-yard line. And it kills 15 seconds off the clock as well. 5 receivers wide. First snap of the drive. They're not bringing any pressure here. Ingram redirects everybody. Now fires on the move. Stockwell, another catch. His 7th, and he gets it out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Gain of 14 on the play. Great night for Stockwell. He's got 7 grabs, like I just said, all in the second half. 125 yards and 2 touchdowns. Looking left and now to the right. Ingram under pressure as he scrambles all the way back. I got rid of it. He still has. He got to do some traffic, and Ingram got some positive yardage there. Out to the 43-yard line. Looked like it was dead to right, but he's able to pick up 6 on the play and be able to stop the clock. That's why Ingram is their number 1 rusher on the season. Not tonight. He's got 30 yards on the ground, but that was his most impressive dual threat capability that we've seen here this evening. Here is 2nd and short. Rolling out right. Fires down the middle. Caught. Slide and grab by Davila. They're going to try to move quickly here. Gain of 19 for Julian Davila. His 3rd catch. He's got 75 yards on the night. Now a flag down before the play. This is going to be, I think, a false start. Actually, offside against Central. So first and 10 will become 1st and 5. 9th penalty against the Knights here tonight. They match the 9 penalties that the Eagles have had here tonight. Pardon the clock. There is a minute 26 to go in this game. Going to throw right side. It is caught. First down and more for Stockwell. And he gets out of bounds at the 22. On the 1st and 5. Moves the chains again. How well has this passing game been playing from behind tonight? Gain of 11 more. 8th catch for Stockwell. 12th completion for Ingram. Empty backfield again with a minute 20 left. Ingram looking left, scanning the field, steps up and fires. This one is behind his receiver, Johnson, who could have had it. Not a great throw, though, from Ingram right there. Now 2nd down and 10. Missed him. Could have been another 1st down there. Three receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Ingram, here comes the rush. A little pump fake, tries to get around it. He's sacked from behind. Got drilled for a big loss. Loss of about 13 on the play. And with the takedown right there was Tamar Koch. It's going to be 3rd and 23. That is a killer right there for Barrington, and Koch gets the 5th sack of the game for Central. 3rd and 23 from the 34. One last chance for Barrington. Ingram under pressure again, gets out of it. He's chased, and he has to throw it away, and that's going to be not even close to the line of scrimmage, but he was outside of the pocket. No grounding call. 4th down and 23 now. This is the game right here. Barrington 0 for 5 on 3rd down. 55 seconds left. They haven't converted a 4th down either. And actually, yeah, that is grounding, actually, because it didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. So, yes, it is grounding, and it's going to bring it back. Let's see what yard line it's at. Their own 48. 1st down's the 11. So 4th and 41. Last chance, and that's going to be another flag. I mean, it's just flags galore here tonight. Unbelievable. It's offside, so makes it a much more manageable 4th and 36. Another offside against Central. Gotta throw a nuke right here. 48 seconds. So this could be the last meaningful play today. Let's see what happens here. Anything can happen. We'll see. What a game it was for Central. Not over yet, but sure looks like it. Over 200 rushing yards from 7 different ball carriers, especially from Ramel Richards before his injury. He's still on the bench right now, getting some attention. 143 yards from him tonight. They're going to throw short, not even close. They tried getting the lateral, and before it could reach Kellen Johnson, it hits the turf. Incomplete. Try getting the lateral to Stockwell, and now it's 1st and 10. 43 seconds to kneel, and this thing is over. Central going to pick up their first win of the 2025 season. And Novaton, who started the game off scorching hot, will be the one taking the knee in victory formation for the Knights. And he's going to kneel back as it's inside 40 seconds, so they don't have to run one more play. But that's going to be it. The Knights get their first Division I win here in league play this season. They got to run one more play. They don't have to, but it looks like they might. Everyone's still out on the field. Each team getting ready to line up at the 50. Shake hands. They're shaking hands right now. This thing is over. Central, the victors of this evening. 37-21 the final. What a game it was. They dominated throughout the entire matchup. Barrington made it close for a little bit. Almost did. Couldn't get anything on the scoreboard, though. But that's it. Central wins their first game here in 2025. That's it from us from Sports Nation. We'll see you guys next time